Hello again, everyone. Welcome to another edition of Iron on Wrestling with Gregory Iron. I'm your host, Gregory Iron. This is episode 294, and I hope it's not a bore. I'm Gregory Iron. Good to see you. Hope you guys are doing well, and it's good to see my friends in studio today. Ladies and gentlemen, well, I'll allow them to introduce themselves. First off, Fat Joe?
Fat Joe is close. It's actually Hot Joe.
Gotcha.
You formerly known as Sean, as the producer of before. You may remember me, guys. I almost called them creamers. I am Hot Joe from WrestleCream, and then my co-host,
Sammy Daddy. You wouldn't know me from anywhere, but I'm here now.
Oh, Sam's a good guy. Also, I didn't realize immediately we were using this camera off the bat, so I'm looking at this camera like a moron. I am the worst ever. But it's okay. I'm glad you guys are here.
Thank you for having us.
We recorded an episode of your guys' show, WrestleCream, which we will have available on the Patreon, so you guys can try that out. Patreon.com/IronWrestling for a buttload of bonus content. $3 get you in the door for audio, $5 for video, $9 to be involved with live chats. You go up and up and up in the tiers and get something in the mail, which includes next month for the quarter. We're going to be sending out some special stuff for the month of June from Howard Animal Steel's Pink Cadillac. Wow, 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 wow. What are you waiting for? Sign up and try. Patreon.com/IronWrestling. It's the best way to support me while I'm not doing anything other than podcasting and being injured and writing a book, which I'm also putting previews of the book. Rough drafts, of course, but you get to see it before anybody else. So that's pretty exciting.
I love the Patreon. You know that.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you guys being here in my studio kitchen.
Nook.
that's how I always refer to it.
Yeah. My brother just made this little breakfast nook that
The Iron Nook.
sitting at, and it's very nice. You can't see the fancy skateboards that we have on the wall over here and like the Lucha Last Supper.
Oh, my God.
I do like that a lot.
So, everything wrestling is banned from the living room, but everywhere else is just
Yeah.
wrestling. But I guess
I think what your listeners really want to know is how many breakfasts have you had at this Nook?
Yeah.
I had a waffle today, but it wasn't really breakfast. I had it for like a lunch.
Brunch.
A brunch.
They call that brunch.
Yes. It was a protein waffle. One of the few things I know how to make myself. A little bit of peanut butter, some bananas.
Oh,
Not in pajamas or coming down the stairs.
forget it then.
And that was delicious. But we're going to keep this one short and sweet today because we got business to take care of. All right,
Goddamn
which I'm not going to talk about this time. All right, but big things popping, little things stopping. But today on the show, later we're going to answer your questions from social media. Of course, Patreon members get first and foremost dibs on the questions, and then but early on here, I came up since we're doing a special video version this week. I was talking to Slim Joe, and I said, Joe, why don't we play some wrestling promos for us to analyze a little bit here, see what kind of mess we're getting into within the pro wrestling industry, past, present, perhaps future. I don't know. Can you pull up future promos that have not yet happened?
I have to download a different software for that.
ChatGPT.
But I'm willing to.
Okay. All right. Well, I don't know. We should get this party started.
All right.
Let's do it.
Watching pro wrestling promos.
Here are the headphones. Sam, you
My
can.
headphones?
Yeah. Excuse me. All right, boys.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Call you boys.
Let's see what we got on the list here.
Feel the presence of another being in the studio. I feel right now, Pepper. I feel that we're not alone, Pepper. I'm serious. I am very concerned. You have brought
Started out with a graphic that said the Voodoo King.
that is going to
Man in a top hat.
to cause a lot of disturbance.
And apparently a cane in his
This
hand.
cane is affecting my show. I don't even know whether I'm going to allow you to bring this cane on my show anymore. A voodoo cane has no place in wrestling.
Voodoo
Now
cane.
look, hey, you went
That
too
could be
far.
another version of Kane on the Indies
If
right
that
now.
cane
Like
don't
Voodoo
come on the
Cane,
show, I don't
Cane,
come on the
cocaine.
show loose.
Voodoo Cane.
Just because I never
Raising
hit
cane.
anybody with it, you dream up all kinds of stories that there's something wrong with it, that it's possessed. Well, it's not. The only reason I haven't whacked anybody with this thing
Oh.
one simple
Even he
reason.
thought about it.
Nothing wrong with a little bit of
I
whacking.
am a gentleman. A true gentleman.
He looks like any
I don't
generic
have to
indie
go
guy
around
Yeah.
swatting
with a
people
top
with my
hat
cane.
and
And it's not
Is it a cape?
possessed.
Kmart
I don't care
sunglasses.
what
He's got a
you
cape on.
feel.
I think he's cute.
What's happening to your mind when I bring this cane? Hey, baby, I'll never... Look, hey, Daddy.
he has no idea where he's
doesn't know
going.
what he's saying.
Hey. Now look.
Now, why is he laughing? It's supposed to be a serious thing.
Back up, Daddy.
Stand by itself.
Back up, Daddy.
Hey, I don't point that
Hey,
cane
now
at me.
look.
I bet that cane can stand by itself. Hey, I want to say
Wow.
one thing, Manson. I tell you,
More than
boy.
I can say for you. You
know,
can barely stand for you.
You can hear the off-screen laughing.
I feel like this should not have made it to air.
No.
There he is, flat on his back.
Are those like
shot your
outdoor
mouth off,
chairs?
Bruce. You
I was
Is
just
that
gonna
like a
ask.
patio?
Like the white plastic chair we all have a couple of.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are.
Show, Manson.
They might have had a cushion.
That
but
was awful.
I've never seen that setting, and I've never seen it break down like that before.
Of all the promos I've seen,
That's one of them.
it's one of them for sure. Yeah.
Okay, ready for the next?
Yeah.
I
Let's
don't
go.
know.
Brady
Oh,
Boone
okay,
and
I've seen
Scott
this.
Dorr.
This one's pretty,
How you
pretty,
doing, Don?
pretty rotten.
That was a hell of a finish. Coco Samoa. It's one of the fastest, energetic men I've ever seen in the ring today. The belts are on the line. What can I say? He's got one fall going for him. We may
All
see
right.
the belts change hands here tonight. I really feel that.
Went to the
Being
Ken
my new partner
Patera
here,
School of Promos.
What we've got going, we feel, is one of the best combinations of tag teams I've ever been involved with. I feel this, my partner here, he's one of the fastest men, one of the most agile, energetic individuals I've ever
He
been
didn't think
teamed
about
with.
anything he was going to
Now,
say.
No,
me and
I feel
Brady
like he
are gonna
just
be
met
going
his
after the
partner.
belts. Pendleton.
Is that Brady Boone?
Washington.
I think it's Brady
we got
Boone.
the title on
No
the line,
relation
the
to
belts
Ben.
are on the line all
Dang.
week. We got Pendleton. We got
Is he
Yeah.
coming over?
We're going after the Clan.
I
We're
wish.
going after
Me
Buddha
too.
Dean. We're going
Yeah,
after
he
Mike
brings really
Miller.
nice vegan
We
cheesesteaks
almost
over
had
every
him here
time.
tonight. The Clan jumped in there. They just blindsided us right from behind.
What clan?
It's
That's
not going
what
to
I-
happen. By the time the week's over, we plan to have those belts right around our waist. Tell him, Brady.
That's right.
Please,
Sid.
God, save this
Same goes
promo,
for here. I
please.
couldn't have a better man on my quarter. He's big. He's powerful.
No.
That's exactly what someone like me needs to compliment myself.
Why don't
Let
you
me
just
tell
want a
you,
big,
there's two
powerful
things I
man?
understand.
Don't we all?
Nothing wrong with
One
that.
of them's, well, Rip Oliver can bring
Everyone's
someone in like
coming.
Buddha Dean, a flag waving commie,
Oh, God.
Can't say that.
and have the belt.
Can't say that.
I
I think
doesn't make
Brady
sense to me.
Boone voted for Trump
Mike Miller,
for
you're
sure.
no better.
Oh,
You
yeah.
support him. The only thing American about you is your name. And they make beer. Let me
Okay.
tell you, Miller, Buddha Dean,
Okay.
Rip Oliver, we've been beaten
Love me some Rip Oliver
pants
beer.
off you all over the Pacific Northwest. Everywhere we go, we've been putting your shoulders down 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
And when you do happen to maybe come out on a fall, it's from cheating.
Oh.
Well, let me tell you,
Wrap it up,
whether
guys.
it be Pendleton,
Gotta- yeah.
Yakima, White Swan, Medford, Salem, right back in Eugene, and right here Saturday, we're going to get you.
Okay.
All right.
Nice.
Thanks very much,
Like I
gentlemen.
said, Don,
Oh.
by the end
No,
of the week, me and this
you
man
had
are
your
gonna have
out,
belts.
man.
Here, everyone is. We're gonna-
Rude and unprofessional.
Brady Boone, Scott.
He came in and said, "Come
We're going
on."
back out to the ring now.
God, what is up with that
At
guy?
least Boone had enough
First ball
sense to
taken
know, hey,
by
stop.
Coco
Yeah, like,
Samoa.
yo, dude,
Dude,
come on.
we didn't do it.
You couldn't do it at the beginning of the promo. You're not taking it
Let's
home.
try again next week.
So you guys didn't like that one, is what you're saying?
No,
you weren't
I'm
into
not a
that.
fan.
All right, here's the next one. It's a short one.
Tony the Crow is a Cleveland Wrestling Alliance legend.
Hey, this is the Crow speaking to you, baby. For Masters of
Oh,
Mayhem.
doesn't even know the name of the show. Masters of Mayhem.
I'm here today because somebody's got my motherfucking belt. They're running around with my belt and they're claiming to be the champion. How can you claim to be the champion and I never beat you? Nobody beat me.
But look at him.
I want my belt back.
Look at that champ with his long sleeve shirt on.
Polish it up.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
So ya thought ya might like to go to the show.
Why did he say
It's
it?
just like this, Cleveland. You know what? We take down names and we chew bubble gum and we beat people's ass. Well, our list is full and we're all out of bubble gum, so ass whipping time is next. It's just like this, Cleveland. It's just like this.
Okay, he is snorting coke.
Is that what he?
Just like this.
Is that what he was doing?
That's what he's doing.
That's what he's strongly implying.
That's Gmo of the Theater of Pain. Now, I want to say something real quick. We talked a lot about the Theater of Pain on this show over the years. And obviously, as we're doing a video, you might be seeing them for the first time. I was recently, as I was unpacking books and putting them into my office, I was reminded that I had purchased a self-published book from Psycho Mike off of Amazon.
I didn't know this was a thing.
It's one of the worst written things I've ever seen in my life.
I don't believe that.
It is. It was not proofread. Like there's random, like if you've ever read like,
I'm in.
remember when Vince Russo was like the editor of WWF Magazine? He just randomly capitalized things and lowercase things for no reason. That's Psycho Mike throughout the whole book, but like misspelling and like bad grammar. But he tells a story about the one and only time he was a WWF extra in like 1986 in the book.
All right.
And by the time it's over, you realize well, there's a reason why you were only an extra one time. And it was like something the effect of like he showed up in the locker room and he like, instead of going to the extra locker room, he didn't realize he went into the regular superstar locker room.
Okay.
And so like the British Bulldog is like, who the fuck are you? Why are you in here? And he's like, I'm fucking booked for the show. And he's like fucking just talking shit, putting his gear on. And like other people are coming and talking shit to him and he's talking shit back. And then he claims,
all right.
My favorite part is he claims that the only person that was nice to him in the locker room was the Macho Man Randy Savage. And he was just about to go out for his job match. And he
am the cream, yeah.
Here it is. And he broke the shoelace on his boot.
Right.
And Macho Man pulled an extra shoelace out of his case and gave it to Psycho Mike. And he claims in the book, which in no way can be possible, that is the shoelace in his boot to this day.
Wow. We should do his podcast next.
Yeah.
It is a horrible book. It is a horrible book. He also has a book of poetry that I have not purchased, which I can only imagine is just.
I'll get that.
It's probably way too much. I think I paid like $25 for a self-published book just to make fun of him.
We could use the segment.
We got to get our goddamn grubby mitts on that.
Do you remember me telling you? I don't know how old we must have been. A friend lived on the street behind us. Maybe we were obviously in the wrestling. I'll say 10 years old, give or take. And he had Psycho Mike at his birthday party.
I believe it.
I don't remember why or how or anything. And he just came over and just like hung out. Like there wasn't a wrestling match. There wasn't, I mean, we probably took pictures, but there wasn't like something set up for photos. It was just kind of like, hey, this wrestler's here.
That's so weird. I literally for years, I wish I still had them. I don't know where they came from because this is before I knew Gargano and stuff. Like I was a little kid. I had Polaroid pictures of like acts from Demolition hanging out with Psycho Mike and like Psycho Mike with like one of the Bushwhackers. And I don't understand, maybe because my mom kind of knew him. Because I remember one time she came home from a bar when she should have been at home with her kids who were not supervised. And she said, I met this wrestler at a bar. And I was like, a wrestler at the bar? Like, who was it? Because I remember one time my Uncle Ralph was like, yeah, I saw Ricky Steamboat at the bar and Ric Flair. And he was trying to take me to the bar.
My grandpa used to say that shit too.
Yeah, but he really did, though, because like he ended up getting me Razor Ramon and 1, 2, 3 Kids autograph on the back of a business card because that's all my uncle had on him.
No, that's cool, though. That's
so
cool.
So I had that for a long time, and I ended up losing it because I was a little kid. But so I'm thinking it's like a big star.
Yeah.
He's like, it's this guy named Psycho Mike, and he was walking around with a championship belt on. I remember thinking as a kid, because I'm a child, like, that's awesome.
Well,
but then as an adult, I realized like this fucking grown man was in a bar, like
with his belt
in the ghetto of Cleveland. Yeah, wearing a belt. Like, what a fucking loser.
Yeah, right.
No, because it was the same thing for us. I never heard of him.
Yeah.
I didn't know anything about independent wrestling or anything like that. But this guy's here and he's wrestling. He's got tattoos and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, all right, like this is sweet. And I remember he was nothing but nice to us. I mean, I'm not my experience. That's my only experience with him ever.
Yeah.
But it was still that, wow, there's a wrestler. And then looking back, it's like, maybe he just showed up. Like, I don't know what the story was.
Yeah.
But then that's the only time I ever heard of Psycho Mike. And then listening to your show and talking to you about stuff, then I realized, wow. I wish I had a couple pictures from that day.
That is funny.
Yeah.
I mean, you're like our age because like I don't think children right now would be like, hey, mom, could I have Psycho Mike at my birthday party? They'd be like, F no.
Yeah, but like
There's no goddamn way.
When that was happening, that was like during the time when wrestling was so hot. They just
yeah.
wanted someone with a ring
right.
or a wrestler to show up. But, you know, I will say the one CWA show that I went like way past the prime of CWA, I've talked about on the show before. I should pull up the photo for you to insert in the show. I went with Dick Justice to go make fun of it. Okay, this is like 2016. And the bathroom was downstairs of this church. So I had to go to the bathroom. The show was sucking. And they took an intermission. And I'm like texting Dick. And I'm like, am I missing anything? And he's like, Psycho Mike is baptizing a little girl in the ring with a bottle of water. And I'm like instantly like wiping my ass. Like, I got to get back upstairs and see this. And I get up there and he pours a bottle of water on her head for a baptism with a Bible. And then how do you make a baptism official?
Pile driver.
That's ridiculous.
Oh, sorry.
Grow up. He body slammed her to the canvas. A small child. And
oh, shit.
it's a real thing that happened.
In my book, he's nothing but a loser.
Oh, not a fan over there?
That's happening.
No, but I think that's great.
What other promos do we have?
Okay.
Let's see what we got.
I can't believe Psycho Mike's still a part of my life. After that one experience, it's just wild.
So
it's
crazy.
wild.
I can't believe he's still part of the business.
It's just like this, Cleveland. We've been whipping
What would
people's
you even
ass
call
for
that
years
now?
and
How
years
do you
and
describe
years.
that for someone
and the
listening
buck
on
don't
audio?
stop here. We're at the big Kmart, 165th,
Wow.
and somebody's gonna take it.
It's like one of
and
those
check it
painter
out.
hats, but
Come
like-
out as big
He's not
man.
wearing it correctly, right?
The list continues to grow. We beat the Bushwhackers. We beat the Iron Sheik.
Yeah, they booked
and
themselves
we
to beat all these guys. They're the only undefeated tag
next on
team
the
in
list
history.
is Jabronis. That's all that's left is
Oh, well, that's
Jabronis.
good. That'll make you look
And we
really
have
good when you
also have a
just
little
beat
helper
guys
now
who have
to
done
help us
nothing.
with our dastardly deeds. Not that we need any help.
A little
but we
helper.
have Star, who's going to be.
Star, who looks like they just found in the
Star
bar.
manager of Theater of Pain.
You want to take her to town, turn her upside down?
Mayhem.
Star with 2 R's.
Would you tip her over and put her out?
By the way, the 2 championship belts that she's holding are 2 WCW US championships. Very popular titles to acquire in the 90s.
Her part of the promo was better than theirs, though.
It was, though, still not by
but still
much.
not good.
Yeah. She definitely, she had the voice of someone who was definitely working the late night shift at a Denny's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. What else? What are you looking up? Did something?
I watched a bad promo like months ago, and I'm trying
When
to.
you typed in PR,
I thought this was my
I
fucking.
saw Predator come up. What were you watching?
Well, this is not my watch history, but
Okay.
but yeah, I watch a lot of film reviews.
We're learning.
About the movie Predator?
Yeah,
Okay.
movie Predator.
Yeah, okay.
Interesting.
You guys have heard of it?
Yeah.
This does not.
Familiar.
Oh, maybe this is my fucking. No, dude, I've never seen this shit. This isn't like my history. Why is it like taking me out of my history?
While he's searching,
Yeah.
the only time I got to see
Oh, I gotta go to that.
J-Rock
Give it up one time.
was, and I know you've wrestled, well, I don't know if you wrestled for this place or not, but the Cleveland Knights, is it Cleveland Knights Championship Wrestling?
I didn't wrestle there.
That- okay, that's the story. I remember that.
So they booked me,
Right.
and then they tried to unbook me, claiming they didn't have a ring. But then I found out from some friends that were booked on the show that even though they didn't have a ring, they were getting paid for the meet and greet. And I knew no one was going to be there.
Right.
But they had been flown from out of town. They were going to collect their money. So I was like, I just text the guy and goes, "Oh, I heard the meet and greet's still on. I'll be there." And I'm picking up these guys because I knew they knew they were getting paid.
Right.
And so I showed up, and then like we basically, there was nobody there at the meet and greet. We were all stand up at tables, and we had to hold the guy up for money. He said like, "Oh, I got to go." No, like I got to go to an ATM, and
I put the wig back on.
we were like, "Well, there's a free ATM down at Sheets, and like there's an ATM over here." And then like, when it was all said and done, he ended up downloading Cash App, and y'all got better money.
Oh, good.
So it was quite the experience.
The
And
one-
then they claimed that they were going to have another show in the near future.
They advertised a lot of shows that never happened.
Yeah.
I did get to go to one, and I want to actually say Jordan Grace was there early in her career.
Right.
There's a couple other people there that weren't terrible wrestlers. There was a lot of people there that were, but that's maybe one of the times I got to meet a friend of yours, Brian Cage.
Oh yeah. Long-time personal friend.
Yeah. And it was cool, though, because I watched a lot of Lucha Underground. That's where I saw him. It was probably right after that time. And there I counted, and there was, I think, 18 people at the show. And I don't know who that... I'm like, oh, these people want to see Cage, too. You know, he was making his name.
Yeah.
And it just was me and my wife, and we talked to Cage for 20 minutes because he was bored. So he was like, "You guys can just hang out here."
Yeah. Well,
but that's how their show. That was my experience, and then that was intermission, and then we left.
It's like these wrestling promoters watched Field of Dreams, and they just think like if they book a show, people will just come, and that's not how that works. You have to. Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, for God's sakes, I came.
I did.
Yeah, you know, you just can't promote on social media and think that you're going to get 1,000 people. It's just so the stupidity of these promoters is baffling to me.
Well, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are you two
Beautiful boy.
ready for another promo?
I am.
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do the dang thing, as it were. That's how I talk now.
This is labeled the greatest wrestling promo ever cut. So
I'm
I feel
offline.
like it's not. Oh, come on.
I'm just gonna ask. So when I say greatest, he does this all the time.
When have I ever done this?
You know how many episodes are recorded and nothing ever happens?
This is the fault of the Wi-Fi and the house that we're in right now. And we know whose fault that is.
We've done.
Listen, I blame AT&T. They suck. They're the worst.
See if we can get this
Well, that's good to know because I was.
little puppy going.
They just sent me some stuff.
We might not be doing any more.
Don't.
Then I won't.
Looks like we may not be doing any more, boys.
Are we done?
Why don't you cut a bad promo for us right now, Greg?
Why would I do a thing like I don't do that?
He doesn't have it in him.
Well, I mean, to get just for fun.
This Sunday at
let me
the
go on there.
Parma UFW Hall, 7 p.m. bell time. Tickets still available. I'll be wrestling the Shocker. Heard a lot about you. Big, strong individual.
Yes.
Got quite the credential list. Well, I've been in this business for 18 years and I've seen it all. I've traveled the country. I've beaten some greats. And now I'm going to get into the ring with a jabroni like you. And I tell you this, when it's all said and done and you're staring up at the lights and I get the 1, 2, 3, you will know that I was the winner of the match and it'll go down in cage match history that you took the pinfall from me, the handicapped hero, Gregory Iron.
Nice.
And that's all I have to say. And then you generically walk out of scene for some reason. Like, why does that always happen? Like,
I don't know.
Where are you going? Like, they just have to walk off camera.
I don't know. I always assume that all the wrestlers live backstage. Is that not correct?
No.
Well, I've been watching Raw.
It's crazy. We have homes.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's sick, man. What about? I want to see something real quick. Put those headphones back on, please.
Wow. It's not even your show anymore.
Do it now.
I want to see if this works. Hold on. Let's see. This is Sandy Daddy's mic. This is. All right.
Hi, I'm talking. I can hear my own voice. What thing is it supposed to be doing? This is an experiment, folks.
No.
Boop, 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 boop. I am talking into a microphone, and my voice is recording.
He's in 3.
And it sounds kind of weird.
I'm talking to this one.
Microphone.
And I'm talking into the microphone, and my voice
Do another promo, but like that.
it's like I'm talking from hell.
Oh shit. Hell?
Mom? Are you there? Can you hear me?
We know she is.
This voice should be very familiar, you crack-headed, stupid fucking... No, do it again. What? Yeah, that was pretty good. Crackhead, stupid...
That was just for fun.
Okay, all right.
Something to think about.
Just something to think about. Anyways, that's all the videos though that we can do. Apparently, you don't have good Wi-Fi here.
Sorry.
In this poor white trash house that you live in.
It's not a poor
That's
white
a nice
trash house.
No, it's a nice
impressed.
house for you.
For me, what does that even mean?
I'd rather not say.
Oh, I mean, you expected a lot less for you.
I've got a giant TV. All right, got like a little theater room vibe.
Coincidentally, they
going
can't
on.
see it.
They can't. Believe me.
Is that what is that? A 37?
Just take his word for it. For some reason,
Is that a 37?
That is I believe a 70-inch TV.
Oh. So the whole thing?
I just didn't.
That one
I didn't know
TV?
that. He's got this vintage thing going on where he's got these CRT TVs, right?
That is not true.
I don't know what that's about.
That is not true.
It's 2025, baby.
However, back in the day, I had TVs like that. Like when I used to dub tapes in my basement, I would have. There was a regular TV that my dad would watch, and so I didn't bother anybody. There was a TV VCR combo next to it with a headphone jack.
Oh, that's sick.
And then I had a VCR that I bought from a thrift store, and I would just dub tapes with my headphones on like a fucking nerd loser.
There's nothing nerdy or losery about that.
I think that's cool. I like that.
That's what I did. It was like my little one-stop shop for stealing home videos. Great. Putting the little piece of tape over the little broken off.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Big deal, let's say.
That was me.
I don't know. Maybe we should pay some bills real quick and answer a few questions and take it home. What do you think?
All right.
I'd love to.
All right, guys. Have you ever had a T-shirt design for WrestleCream?
We have not.
No, we're considering it though.
Yeah.
Well,
we're thinking about going with Of the Dead designs.
that's probably a good idea because Juan Ortiz and Of the Dead Designs have been in the artiste industry, the design industry, for 20 years at this point. And they've made some prominent designs for people in WWE, AEW, Ring of Honor, Impact / TNA, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Iron On Wrestling. So I mean, like
that's quite a bit.
And you know, Juan could do it all. If you wanted any type of design, he can make that happen.
My mind's going a million places right now.
Yeah, I think we're gonna have to get into contact with Juan.
I want something with wrestling and cream.
Juan, if you get an email from hotjoe@wrestlecream.com or sammydaddy@wrestlecream.com, you know it's us, buddy.
Well, and on top of that, if you mention Iron On Wrestling, you can save $20 on your first design.
Well, we're definitely in.
Dang, man.
So what are you waiting for? You should
Times are tough.
Contact Juan.
Email him now.
Of the Dead Designs on Instagram, facebook.com/ofthedeaddesigns, or go to his website, ofthedead.weebly.com, because Of the Dead Designs, they're bringing artwork to life.
Juan. All right,
you guys want to answer some questions from social media? And
you bet your sweet butthole we do.
Patreon
Sure.
gets first dibs. Let's see what kind of ridiculous crap that Eric from Patreon asked this week.
I don't know why any interaction I've ever had, I've met him at a few things, wrestling events. And he's always so nice to me, so genuine.
I have no issues with him in person, but online he's quite sarcastic. And he has a lot of weird questions. Just like for example, Eric Phillips says, do you have any Big Boss Man drinking or road stories? Why would I? I don't know what kind of question that is. If all your furniture sprang to life, Beauty and the Beast style, which piece would scare you the most?
That's the greatest question I've ever heard in my entire life.
Fine.
Would you still be able to look your hand lotion in the eye? Okay.
Oh.
I don't know what, I mean, a piece of furniture sprang to, maybe the fireplace, probably? That seems like it would be pretty scary.
Yeah, there could be some
I
spooks and
I
scares.
could be burned.
Like Home Alone.
Yeah.
With the furnace.
Yeah.
That would kind of
there was going to be a whole
vibes.
subplot with that, but they cut it out of the movie.
It was too scary.
It makes sense. Yeah. What about you guys?
I'm trying to figure out if I would answer it if it was your furniture or if it was my own furniture.
Well, he didn't know we would be here, so it's great.
That's true. Okay, so I don't know, man. Maybe that coffee table. You guys can't see this coffee table, but it's fucking scary.
Terrifying.
It's a very cheap Amazon coffee table.
It looks like if a vampire morphed into a goddamn coffee table.
That's not true.
So if it's any
I wouldn't lie to
furniture
you
in the
guys.
house,
I wouldn't lie to you
Yeah.
guys.
is that what it said? I'd say the Alyssa Milano poster that's in the basement.
Oh,
That would be very.
Why? Because you're afraid you would catch a criminal charge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be very uncomfortable. Taking.
you have a hard time checking out those hunkers.
It's kind
She's
of.
a girl, and she's an underage girl.
It's kind of.
She's underage in the picture.
She is.
Whoopsie
but
daisy.
But she's working out. It's a workout photo.
It's not
There's
a-
nothing.
Why is it pasted to the
sensualized
ceiling
about it.
then?
There's nothing sensualized about the
it's
photo.
just not alive. I'm uncomfortable.
Again, I'm sick of explaining this. I am younger than Alyssa Milano. I had a crush on Alyssa Milano as a kid. I am allowed, based on the nostalgia. Nostalgia is a hell of a drug. I can hang up a photo in the gym, which requires like the kitchen. The kitchen. See, grab that pillow. Grab that pillow right there. Okay. Kitchen pillow. High C style pillow goes in the kitchen. You do not put this in another room because it's a kitchen. See, turtle pie, okay? It goes in the kitchen because it's a food type item. Only the skateboards on the wall, which you cannot see. That is where there's construction happening.
That's for
there.
holding down your food.
There's skateboards on the wall where there's an ice cream cone and Alf eating
That's the best. That
Garfield
Alf
with
one
a
eating
plate.
Garfield is the best one.
It's good. It's good. There's a chef about to attack a bunch of peppers.
That one's pretty
and
cool, too.
Pepperoni and sausage and a mushroom for pizza. Like I got a crazy vibe, but it goes in the kitchen. In the gym goes posters of Hulk Hogan holding 2 dumbbells in his hand. And,
Good role model.
And fucking photos, original promo photos of the guys from WBF back in the day, the World Bodybuilding Federation, and a bunch of stickers involving working out, and of course, teenage photo of Alyssa Milano lifting weights, which again,
He's got the whole collection.
there's not a whole, there's just one photo.
I had one too many.
Yeah.
You know, she dated a pitcher in the major leagues, and his name was Carl Pavano.
Dang.
So if they got married, her name would have been Alyssa Milano Pavano.
She should date Greg. He's a catcher.
Juan Ortiz says, should more matches end in random quick pinfall victories, not squash match style, or non-finisher moves, non-finisher movie pinfall wins? I think he meant move. So when people go for pin attempts mid-match, we don't automatically assume they're going to be a kick out. I mean, like, I don't understand, for example, like, first thing that comes to mind is when Sami Zayn hits the Blue Thunder Bomb. Like, I don't know why that can't ever be a finish.
Right.
I feel like he has finished someone with that before, but, like, if it happened more often, you could believe it. And I don't want to be that guy. I understand that the psychology now and the way we've been conditioned is, like, the finisher isn't the finish.
Yeah.
But I feel like it happens way too much now. Like, I feel like even when it started, it only happened at, like, for example, WrestleMania.
Right.
And like, you know, you think of like Stone Cold and The Rock and like how they're kicking out of finishes and they're stealing each other's finishes.
Yeah.
If anything, I feel like instead of doing double finishers, they should be stealing each other's finisher, because if you kick out of the guy who doesn't do the finisher finish, he doesn't know how to do it properly. You know what I'm saying?
Right. No, that makes sense.
So
I
like,
agree.
I think like it still gets a big pop, and I think it's a better falsie than just doing your finish again.
Do you think that if, say, in the middle of a match, Chad Gable went for a Stone Cold Stunner and the person kicked out, that would be disrespectful to Stone Cold since it's his finishing move, or do you think that'd be okay because Stone Cold's not doing it?
I think Stone Cold would be upset. And personally, I think like he would, like, if he saw someone do the stunner and kick out, I think he would be upset.
Okay. Well, what about you? What do you think, though? Do you think that is disrespectful to him, or do you think it isn't?
I think if you're in WWE, you probably, like, Kevin Owens asked for permission.
Right.
I think like it's only respectful. Like, I don't think like, because like there's some things when you look at a finisher, even when it's on the indies where a guy does it, especially back when I started, like if someone did a pedigree as a move, you never did it as a legit thing. It was like, these are the moves that we're doing almost mockingly that we know will get pops.
Sure.
So
Right, okay.
rock bottom, pedigree, stunner. I'm trying to think what else would fall in that category for the time. But it's like those are also moves that you didn't see everybody doing. So because it was so specific to those wrestlers.
What was Harley Race's finishing move?
The fucking worst headbutt you've ever seen, I think.
And people headbutt all the time and don't win matches, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Well, what about the Canadian Destroyer? Is it okay if people kick out of that? Or the super kick? People kick out of those moves all the time.
But here's the thing though. But
Petey Storm isn't, or what's his name? Petey Williams isn't doing it.
Well, Shawn
Michaels isn't doing it, so it's okay.
Well, so that's the thing. Like, I don't think anybody obviously asked Shawn, but no one was trying to make it a finisher. But I really think I've always cited that when Shawn had to retire in '98, and then the invasion happened, and all those guys were coming in from WCW. All of those guys were doing super kicks, and that's when it got bastardized. You know what I'm saying? Like guys were just doing the super kicks, and then it wasn't a finish anymore. But then when Shawn came back, super kick was gone again in 2002. You know, because. But I don't know. It's a mixed bag. It's all subjective.
I do think I would like matches to end. I mean, I feel like AEW does it a lot, where it's big move, finisher, signature move, whatever you want to call it. Kick out, kick out, kick out, and then there's a quick roll up.
Yeah,
and I don't like that.
I hate that.
I don't like that. I don't. If there's a quick roll up and it works for how everything's going, I totally get it. I think. I don't remember how many weeks or months ago now, but like Drew McIntyre lost to like Jimmy Uso like that or something, and like I thought that worked for what was going on there.
If you do it sporadically, it's fine.
Yeah,
but it almost feels like you're kind of dumb if like your idea for a good finish is like, well, I don't want to lose this guy's finisher 3 times, but if he gets me with a cheap roll up, I'm okay with that. Like you're kind of a fucking bum. Like you couldn't kick out of a roll up,
right?
What?
I think the only time I like sometimes the person will have them in some kind of a quick roll up pin, but it like looks like a Roman Greco wrestling hold where they're like really holding them down and they can't move out of it. That time I like it.
If there's something extra,
when that's happening, I think it's cool.
Works,
but when it's just like a schoolboy or whatever,
why is it impossible for like if I hit a guy with my finisher, why couldn't I just roll them up like that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like I hit my finisher, they're on the ground. Like I should probably fold them all the way up.
You know that'll do it.
It always seems like it works. I don't know. Blake from Patreon says, bacon pancakes or bacon waffle? And what's your most recent experience with cowardice? Bacon pancake or bacon... I'm going to say bacon waffle. Okay. Bacon waffle just seems funner.
You're a big waffle guy, huh?
I like waffles more, and I just feel like... I've always felt this way. Pancakes soak up the syrup too quickly.
That's true.
I want fresh syrup on my pancake. If you put it on the waffle... You could see the syrup sitting within the little crust.
Yeah, it's made for that.
Yeah.
Okay. You sold me.
Like little cups.
Yeah. I was going to say pancake, but you sold me on the waffle.
Yeah, I'm a waffle boy too.
Okay, all right, fair. What's your most recent experience with cowardice? I mean, this is in reference to my post where I said, post a question, don't be a coward. So I guess that would be my most recent experience. But outside of that, I don't know. I haven't been interacting with... many people in the wrestling community, and there's a lot of guys in the community that act like they're, tough guys, and they're actually coward pieces of shit. Not calling out anyone specifically, but I mean that's just the way it is. Everybody acts like I'm not a tough guy, but I'm also not a coward. There's a lot of guys who talk a big game and kind of suck.
Can I answer this one actually?
Yeah.
I have a recent experience with cowardice, sort of related to wrestling. The other night I was watching Double or Nothing. My brother was driving from Chagrin Falls. This was in Cleveland, the West Side. He was stopped at a stop sign and he saw 2 men beating the shit out of one man. He said he even saw like one guy grab the guy's head and just repeatedly knee him in the fucking head. My brother just watched for a second and then drove away, came to the fucking house to watch Double or Nothing. Like that guy could have gotten murdered.
What did you want your brother to do?
I don't know, honk.
What if they would have been attacked?
He could have rolled his window down and played fucking bodies.
Hey, cut it out. Cut it out over there.
Yeah, hey guys, whoa. Well, he could have called the police.
No.
Yeah, I don't advise anybody to ever call the police.
Let's see. How do you say that name, Sam?
Balthazar.
Good name.
Niskovic?
Niskovic.
I've never read words before.
Balthazar Niskovic asks a question.
What's your favorite cut of chip and fries? And are alpaca mustache sniffing still $10, or did the prices go up from tariffs and inflation? First of all, Mustache stiffs were never $10. They've always been $5, and that price is never going up, no matter how bad Donald Trump is. Second of all, favorite cut of chip and fries. I mean, I like your standard cut fry. I don't know how you would describe it. Like your standard fry from like a McDonald's, a Sheetz, a Wendy's. Do you like Wendy's?
I mean, I only eat the fries.
Wendy's nuts at your chin?
I love it. That was good.
What about you guys? What kind of fries?
I'll go for a crinkle.
Crinkle fry
Give
guy.
me a crinkle cut fry. I mean, I'll do whatever fry you throw in front of me. But yeah, I do like the crinkle.
You know what's a better fry than the standard fry? If you're feeling it, which I don't go there very often, because if I wanted a bunch of grease with a side of a sandwich, I would go to Mr. Hero. But
I knew you were going
But
there.
the fries,
the waffle
with the cheese,
Yep.
chef's kiss.
Right on, man. What kind of fry do I like?
Yeah.
I like all the fries. There's not a single fry that I'm not into. I like crinkle the least, but as you guys, as you creamers at home know,
wait a minute,
wrong show. I am a vegan, and so most of the restaurants I go to, fries are the only thing that I can get.
Yeah.
Hard time.
So I'm a fryman.
Sweet potato fries.
Sweet potato fries are goddamn good. You got a point there.
Not bad. Eric also asked, what promotion will you come back at first? AIW, never. Circle 6, GCW. I'm not. Well, first of all, I think I'm done wrestling. But if there was a chance, I don't know.
I don't know which one I'd come back to.
Did he say wrestling?
Yeah, maybe you could be
Maybe
like
in different
a ref
capacity.
now.
A valet.
If I come back to wrestling, it's going to be not on camera.
Ooh.
I want to write and produce, and I don't ever want to be seen.
Never mind.
So.
I thought you were saying that you would wrestle off camera.
I thought you meant as a fan.
No. I mean, I still want to contribute creatively. Like that's what I figured out. Like as I've gotten older, it's like, what is your, what's the idea of success? And when I was younger, I would have told you, sticking it to everybody and tell like I get a job with WWE, right? Like that's the ultimate dream. You make a bunch of money. But now, like as you get older, you just realize I just want to surround myself with good people. I want to be happy. I want to put dumb shit in my house that makes me happy. Like, even if I'm like now that I'm single again and like out there dating, like there are these little moments of like concern where I'm like, well, I'm a 38-year-old man and I have skateboards on my kitchen wall and I'm about to hang up a crucifix with a skeleton Mickey on it in my living room. And you have these moments of like, what girl is going to be into that? Well, guess what? Some girl out there is going to be into it. And if they're not, I don't give a shit. Because, like, it's much more cost efficient, like Eric was mentioning about the bottle of lotion, to just stay at home with your skateboards and your crucifix Mickey and your action figures. And just, like, outside of that, when it comes to a job, you define what success is. And if you're happy, if you're making money, if you're supporting yourself, and I think it's very important, on top of that happiness, that you get to be creative, whatever that looks like at your job. I think that's success. And like, I think you could always strive for more, to do other things outside that. But I think if you give yourself the option and the availability to create in some way while also being able to support yourself, I don't know. I think that's the definition of happiness. I could be wrong, but
no, I think you're right, man.
I second everything you said.
And I think it was the viewers at home could attest to the fact that you're currently surrounded by good people.
At this moment? Well, you know what? We're going to do some extra stuff for Patreon. I'm going to do Patreon stuff extra this week. As I said, as a bonus, we're going to have WrestleCream stuff over on patreon.com/Iron Wrestling with Sammy Daddy and what's your name again? Bobby Joe?
Hi,
Joe.
There's you saying it.
Gotcha.
So he fucking knows.
Gotcha. But, WrestleCream, they're great guys. They're doing a great thing with their podcast.
Thanks.
Definitely support them. Check them out. Available on YouTube at WrestleCream.
Yep.
And
on
what
TikTok,
else? What else? Do you guys wanna
Instagram.
plug? Yeah, go ahead.
Just WrestleCream. Type in WrestleCream. Sometimes it's Wrestle period cream because some other jackass already took the name. But that's on Instagram. Everything else, WrestleCream.
When you think of WrestleCream, like what inspired that name? And do I want to know the answer?
Hi, Joe.
Yep. Ignore that part. Okay, ask the question again. No, you don't have to answer it. Ask it again.
There's wrestling and also cream involved.
That's what.
You know what? That works for me. Hey, Patreon, best way to support the show. If you want to support me personally, GoFundMe. Links in the bio on the social media. My social media, Gregory_Iron on Instagram, Facebook.com/TheHandicapHero. You could book me for pro wrestling seminars, motivational speaking engagements. I'm in the process of writing a book. If you want to keep up with that and the drafts that I'm doing, give me some feedback on that. Patreon's the way to do that. Again, best way to support the show. ProWrestlingTees.com/Gregory Iron. Get my shirts, Aaron shirts, Iron on Wrestling shirts. Cameo if you want a shout out of some sort. However, I would recommend if you want to talk to me, the $9 tier on Patreon, much more affordable, and you get to interact with me directly and a bunch of other cool guys in a great community. What are you waiting for? Support me some way, somehow, and hey, if you're just listening for free, that's cool too. And I guess for now, we're gonna have to say goodbye.
Well, before we say goodbye, could I say one more thing? I'm sorry.
Jesus Christ,
guys!
He always does this.
Go to the website of Old Wrestling. Find tickets to the Murder Mystery Show. We're going to be there. The WrestleCream boys, if you want to call us that, we'll be there. We're going to have a table and everything. You know, if you come up to us, we promise you, we'll give you a smooch.
Yeah. June 13th, Beachland Ballroom, Cleveland, Ohio.
It's going to be a goddamn good time.
Murder mystery. We have to figure out who done it.
Sounds like a serious situation.
Yep. You heard it here first.
Oh, hey. In all seriousness, we have to go. But until next week, thanks for stopping by. And guys, as tradition, I mean, you stole it for your show. We have to say a kiss goodbye.
Okay.
Here we go. 3-way kiss.
Who is that?
So soft.